Hello and welcome to Pitchside, a sports chat show brought to you by the University of Cumbria journalism students. Tom is away today, so my name's Jamie and I'm your host. We're going to start off with the football, and Spurs got spanked 6-0. What do you think, Harry?
I was actually at work, but I finished work and I went on my phone and looked at the score, and just couldn't believe it. I was sitting here listening to George last week, because I don't really know a lot about Spurs or Man City, and George was saying, he was on about Spurs and Man City's big pitch and how they're going to exploit that and everything, and I saw 6-0, I couldn't help but laugh. Guerrero got me some fantasy points, so I was a bit buzzing about that, but I'm sure that'll be the same for everyone as well. I saw Tom pumping his fist down the desk, but it was basically it was an absolute rout. I watched it on Match Today. It was just a destruction, and ABB is just not working for them, and I don't know what they're going to do to change that.
I was going to ask that. Do you think ABB deserves to stay? Has he done that much wrong?
I think he deserves to stay. I think he should stay. He started the season all right. I mean, they're sort of in the top half. They won quite a few games at the start of the season, albeit 1-0s. He's got them defending well. Apart from the weekend, but he has got them quite organised at the back. They've got a number of clean sheets this season. I think it just all went horribly wrong at the weekend, and I think going forward, that's what they need to work on. I think they need someone to partner Soldado. They spent 100-odd million in the summer, and they need a partner for Soldado.
They have so much going forward. They should do. The players they have up there, why is it not working, Kevin?
Well, the first thing I thought is, I think it's a bit harsh saying that he should lose his job, because they have 3 points more this season than he had last season at the same points. Before the weekend, they did have the best defensive record in the league. So Soldado's certainly not making enough runs. It was pointed out on Match of the Day. I know it was actually Neville was pointing it out. He's just not working hard enough at the moment. I don't think the wingers are helping him, because they're coming inside a lot. He was used to wingers going on the outside for Valencia, so he's not getting many balls into him. He's not really working hard enough. Again, their midfield is not working at all. I don't think Paulinho's a good partner with Sandro. He's not creative enough. And then Eriksen's not getting enough game time. He really needs to be playing if they want to be creating chances. Lamella hasn't got enough game time, and he was off on the weekend when he did play. He was really lazy. He wasn't tracking back, and he's just not being creative at the moment.
The problem has been goals, and now the fact that they've conceded 6 just doesn't look well for them, does it, Jack?
Well, no, obviously any team that concedes 6 at that standards struggling massively. But the game was finished within 13 seconds of the game. I thought when Navas scored, you could just see it's going to be one of those days. Sometimes if you watch City play or another big team like that, you just know straight from the outset that they're going to absolutely demolish whoever they're playing. But I agree about they need someone to partner Soldado up front, because he's just got really getting any service. They bought that many players that play in the same position, like Eriksen, Paulinho, Lamella, Chadley. They're all attacking players, but they're not strikers.
Well, it looks like City are going to kick on anyway, and I think it was just a matter of time. Aguero's absolutely...
City have to get their away form going first. They're doing awful away, but at home, I think they've scored the most goals at home since Sunderland in 1935. Some amount of goals they've scored, so they're really rocking it at home. But away, it's mystifying how bad they are away. Really,
I was thinking Defoe could partner Soldado, but now it looks like he's going to Toronto, so I don't really know what's happening there. Because Defoe's got... Soldado's not scoring goals, and Defoe does score goals. So, at least try it, because they're not trying it.
What is the crack with Defoe going to Toronto? He could still be the main man at most Premier League teams. Why would you want to let your career fizzle out in the MLS? How old is he now? 32?
I think it's fair to say this came from the Mirror, so I wouldn't say it's definite.
I think it's all just paper talk at the moment, but we're going to have to move on. Talk about the Merseyside derby. 2-2 draw. What do you think, Kev?
What happened? Oh my God, my heart was in bits. I don't know how I survived it. Honestly, and you were the same Liverpool supporter yourself. But really good.
It was 3-3, not 2-2.
3-3, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. God, seeing my memory's that bad. Yeah, it was a weird game. Liverpool never got control of it, but it was the best derby in years. As in, for the past 10 years, Moyes really made the derbies crap, because everyone were playing half of football. They were just going in with elbows all the time. We both got down and played a lot of football. As usual, Liverpool's midfield was missing. We had no control of it, despite playing Joe Allen instead of Sturridge. That was the whole idea of it. God, like Suarez's free kick was one of the best free kicks I've seen in years. The way he just curled it around the wall. Then Sturridge coming on late, getting the header, that was great as well. But I don't know, it was a crazy game, and I think Liverpool they threw it away, but in the end they were lucky to come back and get the draw.
I think it was all about the strikers, wasn't it? Really, like a great performance from Lukaku and Suarez as well. What do you think, Marky?
I didn't see the game because I was at work, but I thought Everton are always very good at home. Liverpool in Merseyside derbies always tend to go two ways really. When it's at Anfield, Liverpool always tend to win at a canter. When it's at Goodison Park, Everton always play well. They're a very good side at home.
Yeah, Morales I think was a bit of a dirty dog, wasn't he, during the game?
It's fair when we came out afterwards and said he said it was a bad tackle. I mean, I don't think there was any malice intended. If there was, he wouldn't have come out and said
there
that.
was, because it was revenge for last year, because Suarez entered him at the derby last year and he had him out for about 2 months.
Oh yeah, well I'm trying my best to stay unbiased, but like I really think it was very, very, very dirty. But yeah.
Not that, just because Suarez is an arsehole, like we all know it doesn't make it right. Like Suarez last year, he raked down the back of distance half as well, so that was disgusting. But like last year he was a bit of a dirty dog himself. But
I think a lot of people missed out the performance of what's he called,
Delafeu.
He was awful. I was watching it.
So.
He was very lively, but the thing
there
was
4 chances where if he'd passed the ball and made the other decision, Everton, I'm not just saying this, Everton could have been 4 goals up. He made the wrong decision every single. I know he's a young player, but I was sat there watching it and I was getting so frustrated because there's Liverpool fans sat behind us and he was giving it the big one. So every time Everton attacks, we winding him up. And I thought Everton had him, but like it was just every time you could see Lukaku looking at him like, give us the bloody ball.
Yeah, he had that 1-on-1 that he should have scored, and that was a good save.
He did a lot right, I thought. It was just the end product.
Well, that's actually why he got the loan to Everton. Like he's rated really highly in Barcelona, but I think they were saying that he needs to improve his decision making and his attitude, so that's why he's went there under Martinez. So maybe he's going to start getting more games now, see if he improves. Like, but before we go, I think as we pointed out, Mignolet was brilliant for Liverpool, and despite he conceding 3 goals, he was probably Liverpool's man of the match anyway. So it just shows you how open Liverpool were, how poor their
saves
midfield
were
are.
nearly in double figures as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like, and there were some incredible saves,
Yeah.
one-on-one saves, and he bossed the corners as well, which is always good to see.
I think nearly every goal was a set piece.
Yeah, which is unusual for Liverpool.
All 3 goals come from set pieces.
And speaking of set pieces, Newcastle finally scored a corner, Harry.
Yeah, 386th time of asking.
Who scored?
Remy.
It's quite embarrassing, really.
It was a dreadful corner as well.
Yeah.
It was just whipped into the box and everyone missed it, and Remy was just at the
I
back
just want to
post.
say, for how bad the corner was, the defending was worse. It's awful.
So,
Yeah.
are you going to become the next Stoke?
Aye, yeah.
Yeah, the new transformation.
No, maybe not. But like, I mean, it's 3 wins on the bounce now, which is like no one's done better than that this season apart from Arsenal with 5. Like, so it's all encouraging for the impending Newcastle title push.
You need to keep hold of Remy because he's the only outlet you've got. I've seen Newcastle quite a few times this season live this season, and Cisse is, oh god, he is
Awful.
the laziest.
What happened this
He's
season?
got-
That boy was born offside. I know he got offside inside it, but he wasn't actually offside. But he's
It's
so
not just
bad.
that, his touch is as bad as you'll see from
He
Oh,
looks like he got a hit in the head and forgot how to play football. Like,
Tell you,
he's
he's
actually awful.
He's like the lads out of Space Jam, you know, they take all their powers.
Yeah, it showed when they signed. Who did they have? They had Bar first, didn't
They had
they?
Bar,
When
yeah.
they bought Cisse, Bar's performances dipped because he had Cisse to deal with.
Remember Cisse's goal against Chelsea? The volley, and it was like a big curler.
Yeah.
Like, he was pulling up trees when he started, and now he's just...
He's been dropped now.
He was
What's
on
happened
the
is Shola's come in and Remy's starting to play off him, and it's working really well. I mean, you can see we've won the last 3, and I'm Shola's biggest fan. He's like furniture at Newcastle United.
He bossed it, didn't he?
He's just brilliant, and he's just such an animal up front.
I'm interested to know, what is the... like, where do you see Newcastle? Are you still trying to get 40 points, or are you looking beyond that now? Are you mid-table
Not
team?
a chance.
What are
I
you?
mean,
Try
the
to go for top half.
players at the club are far better than 40 points. Like, the players at the club in our first team are as good as some of the teams in the top 6. I'd say as good as sort of the Evertons. Like, we've got good quality world class players. It's just getting the right sort of formula and
Getting a
putting
better
together.
manager in.
Confidence is massive as well. The season we finished 5th, confidence was definitely the key, and we've got a bit of confidence now, so hopefully go on a bit of a run again.
I just don't think it'll get any better for Newcastle until Alan Bardew's contract expires. When does that? Is that 2000?
That's a
2020
long
years now,
time
is it?
away.
Another 5 years, 6 years left.
And they're not going to pay him off either to get rid of him, and I think he's going to be there for a good while.
That was a bad
But
signing.
talking about teams going down, Palace maybe stay up with Tony Pulis
I
now.
said it straight away. Pulis is a genius.
Well, they've got 3 points now.
Even
They're not
though
bottom anymore. They're,
Even though he was in the stands for the game, he wasn't even managing them properly. Like,
yeah, I think it goes to show you how much like a change of management can do. Like,
It's just new manager syndrome, and the same happened with Carlisle. We won one game, and we didn't win again for 2 months till last night.
if there's one thing about Tony Pulis though, like he does know how to make a team hard
Oh
to beat.
yeah.
So I think maybe 1 or 2 big
Yeah.
refrigerator units coming in January. Maybe they might stay up.
He's just going to go and
Make
play
Fulham,
the non-league, isn't he? Just
make
buy some
Fulham in
cheap
there.
brutes.
I don't know. Tom's not here to say anything different. But I think I can't see Fulham going down and Crystal Palace staying up.
it'll be one or the other.
One or the other, yeah. Gonna move away from football now, unfortunately. Talk about boxing. And I think we all watched the Frock and Groves fight. Very, very, very strange decision. What do you think, guys?
I think the referee just panicked. I think his main priority is the safety of the 2 fighters to make sure like nothing happens, because we've all seen what happens when boxing goes wrong, when it goes on too far. But I think he just panicked. I think he saw it was Frock had a few open shots on Groves, but it had been the same all the way through the fight. He should have left it for another round or 2, and if that was still happening, then maybe think about jumping in then. But it was far too early.
Do you not think if that period where they open shot, do you not think if Groves had hit the deck, he would let the fight carry on? The fact that he was not defending himself at all influenced his decision. That's a few people I spoke to. They said if it had gone down, then it would have been a 4 or 5 count. It would have been up check.
Surely-
That's probably the criteria for stopping it.
Yeah,
So
Surely,
he-
surely it's worse if you can't stand up, than not keep your hands up. Like, 'cause the first thing that goes is your legs. Surely.
I suppose.
I don't know. Sometimes though, getting knocked down buys you some time,
Yeah.
because you'll see them like they'll get up to the knee and then they'll stay there for until about 8 or 9 and then get up just to buy themselves that few more seconds. Because
It
when
ended in the 9th or the 10th.
9.
9th, yeah.
For me, the thing is, I think the referee panicked.
Yeah.
The occasion got to him completely, and he ruined the fight. Completely ruined the fight. Like, I wouldn't be one to watch very many boxing matches. And granted, I didn't watch this either live, but I watched it back, and it's disgraceful, really. And it goes to show the weakness that I think boxing has these days. It's just not the same as it was. And we will be talking about that again, because we have that MMA and boxing. on
Before the
Metro.
knockout, though, that was literally one of the best fights in
yeah,
years.
it was unreal.
When the place I was watching it, everyone was up. But watching Frock, it was. I was sad to watch him. His jab was just knocking it away. Where was his jab?
I think that's down at the service to Groves, man. He was
Oh no,
brilliant.
Groves was good, but normally with Frock, his jab hurts you. Right? He just
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
But he was just trying to keep the distance. It wasn't going to hurt him.
Rose was brilliant, but I think
Rose-
Frock would have won the fight without the stoppage. I think I saw a few of the judges' scorecards, and one had Groves well up, but the others had Frock just one behind,
Yeah.
and Frock was
He
mullering
was coming
Groves
back
and-
into it.
That man's jaw is ridiculous.
And the
Some of the punches he takes, like he could knock down a horse, and he just
Yeah.
stands there and just takes them.
I think after the first round though, when he got knocked down in the first round, I think he'd walked back to his corner and thought, "Oh God," I don't think he was expecting that straight
He
off.
did look a bit. He was a bit scared, didn't he?
I didn't think he was expecting Groves to be as good as he was, and I think he has to give Groves a rematch, otherwise he's going to lose all credibility.
I seen an interview with George Groves, and he said he did take his foot off the pedal for a reason. He said that was his game plan, and he was going to come out the last 2 rounds and just, demolish him. But I don't know. I think that's probably just all talk. Rematch has to happen, I think. And I heard Amir Khan there on Sky Sports saying Frock should just retire now. We should get out now, because if he comes back, I think Groves has him. I really do.
Oh yeah, if I was Frock, I wouldn't fight him because he'll destroy him.
At stages in that fight, Frock looked a bit like he did against Andre Ward, particularly in the first few rounds, like always one step behind.
He's a man that looks. He's getting on now. He is.
36,
And I
37,
think
yeah.
if he wants to protect what he's got, get out now, or else take the rematch and win. But I don't think if he does take the rematch, he won't win. He won't.
All of his career was based on him being a warrior. He could take punishment, and then the last 3 rounds, when they were tiring, that's when he'd strike.
Yeah.
But with age, you don't get that anymore.
No.
I mean, I know he still takes the punch, but Groves, I think Groves had that fight under lock and key.
Groves has got a very it's very like unorthodox style. It's kind of strange in a way. Like just leads in with his jab and then tries to team up for the right hand. He did it brilliantly in that first round. I think it was just too awkward for Frock. It took him a while to work him out.
That's
And
Marky's expert opinion,
it's
and
hard to deal with.
like I mentioned earlier on, we will be having an MMA versus boxing debate on video. Hopefully we'll have that out for you next week. I know we mentioned it last week as well, but hopefully we will have next week. There's a lot of preparation going to that. So, moving on to rugby union, and my team Ireland lost against New Zealand. We were 19-0 up. What do you make of it, Kev?
Another crazy game in the weekend. Wouldn't be a huge rugby fan, but if I ever do watch it, I'll be watching Ireland, and they were really brilliant in that first half, and they seemed to kind of. They got scared in the second half. I think they thought, right, we're going to have to hold out now. We might have the time, and they just couldn't handle the pressure. And then last second, you seen New Zealand got the winning kick, like conversion, and first one went wide, and you got to take it again. It was heartbreaking stuff, to be honest with you.
I think one of the most significant things was Brian O'Driscoll going off with that concussion, and we have had a lot of talk on this show about concussions, and but there's new rules in rugby now. If the player does show a sign of concussion, they have to leave the field and they can't come back on, even though he was distraught and wanted to come back on and play. And I think that was a big difference. Marky was talking to me earlier on before the show, and he was talking about the All Blacks' perfect year, and it's been amazing.
That's amazing. That's the first. I think that's the first time in the professional era, so since 1995, 1996, that a team has gone unbeaten throughout a calendar year. That, you know, the All Blacks are the best side in the world. They just know how to win. Like even the Ireland game, they still found a way.
To be fair to Ireland, I think if they play anyone else like that and they beat them in World Rugby, like.
It's just the All Blacks. They just know how to win. They didn't. I didn't say the game, but like, by the sound of it, they didn't play very well. But they still found a way to win.
I was watching it and I called it straight away, 19-0. And when I got to half time, I was kind of thinking, I don't think it's over. It's far from over, and you can never rule the All Blacks out. And we're going to go back to you, Marky, and talk about the cricket. England's first test of the Ashes, they lost. What happened?
Yeah, we lost by quite a lot. Was it 300 and something?
Where did it go wrong? Was it the whole press leading up to it, or what's the excuse?
I don't know. I think it's the first. I think like the pressure of the first Ashes test is always huge, but we just collapsed twice. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about Australian sledging and whatever. Michael Clark telling James Anderson to get ready for a broken arm, stuff like that. But that happens all the time. It was just picked up on the stump mic.
Yeah, well, I kind of want to. I don't know anything about cricket, and like I'd be the worst person you could ask. But it seems that
Mitchell Johnson just destroyed us. I said that on his day he's one of the best fast bowlers in the world. The people have said like he's too mechanical, his action and whatever, but like he's too erratic and whatever. But I think this was just one of his better days.
Before it started, weren't you saying that Australia aren't on the same level?
Well, yeah, but I thought that I thought we'd win the first test comfortably, but Australia seemed to have come out in front of their own fans, and the pressure's got
Marky, isn't it?
Pressure's got to
making mistakes.
The pressure's got to England, really.
And in the aftermath, Jonathan Trosses went home with.
Yeah.
So what happened there? Like what happened, Jonathan?
He's gone on with a stress-related illness. It's a similar thing happened to Marcus Trescothick on the 2007 tour. There's just nothing really he can do about it. But there's no way he can be playing like a psychological game like cricket.
Yeah.
I think we should move away from cricket now because my head is getting melted. I think we should talk about football again. And well, we've come up trumps because we've got an interview with Clark Carlisle, and got it on video. The lads were down at Carlisle and he was at the ground, and he's done a little morning commentary and he gave his opinion on our bearded bald 11. He said Bear team would win. Thank you very much. And right, next up we have a little snippet from the video.
Brad Friedel in goal, one of the most consistent goalkeepers the Premier League's ever seen. Lilian Thuram and Roberto Carlos as fullbacks. I think they epitomise the new generation of fullbacks, marauding forward and contributing to attack more than defence. Stam and Big Frank Leboeuf at centre halves. Yep, Stam, I think he's possibly the best centre half that we had in the Premier League, and I think it was a mistake for Fergie to let him go. Frank Leboeuf introduced the new generation of ball-playing centre-halves. I'll never forget seeing him in the stand at Bloomfield Road, 1997. Chelsea came to play and he was sat there with 40 Marlborough Red. Yeah, an idol of mine.
Would you not get that back four then?
No, I'd have two hopes of getting in that back four, and Bob Hope died in 2001. Midfield four, Iron Robin. Well, we've seen what he's destroyed many a side in the Champions League. Wesley Sneijder and Tamuri Ketsbaya. I think that's where it falls down, this team.
That was
The
your
centre
big
of
call, that,
midfield.
Harry.
Tamuri Ketsbaya, you know, I think the insurance for the hoardings at the football club have just gone through the roof. But it just brought it back round with Zinedine Zidane. But, you know, I think he's the greatest midfielder the world's ever seen. Creatively, with his technique was just utterly phenomenal. And what a front pair this is. Koller and Janker. Jan Koller and Karsten Janker. They are battering rams of the highest order. They're going to need to have a strong centre-half partnership in the other side. Physically strong. And this is what I think might be key. The Beard 11. Howard in goal. Yeah, again, a very consistent goalkeeper, reliable. But the centre halves, Piqué and Melberg.
Melberg liked a good rough and tumble.
He did like a rough and tumble, but he's not going to be able to cope with both of them.
No.
If I was playing against them, then whoever Melberg was marking, miss him out. And just put the ball on Piqué and Koller Janker, destroy them all the time. But to cover them, Zambrotta and Xavier, the fullbacks, Abel Xavier, they're the opposite to Thuram and Carlos. They're hard workers, they're grafters, and they will put in the hard yards. But I like this midfield five. Beckham providing the quality on the right, Pires on the left. This Robert Pires, he used to glide. You know, I always thought he was quite slow until we played against him at Loftus Road, and he left me in his wake. He just glided. He moved effortlessly. But that midfield three, Pirlo, Gattuso, and Alonso.
Pirlo is a beautiful man.
Yeah, you've got everything in there. You've got a bit of steel, you've got the creativity, and then, you know, Pirlo, he can produce something out of nothing.
He's got to be the captain for the Beard 11, surely, without being...
Yeah, I think so, looking at that. Well, no, in fact, I don't think so, because I want David Beckham to be my friend. I love him. Yeah, I love him. I think he should be the captain. And up top, Djibril Cissé. The only thing I would say about that is that I'm not sure that he would produce consistently. He's always been that nearly guy. He's got all the attributes, but when did he last score 30 goals a season? Yeah, so having a look at those, I think that the bold 11 will cause problems up top because they'll batter the back four, but there's just too much creativity in this Beard 11.
No, Clark.
Yep,
no.
you've got any set piece, Beckham's putting you 2 goals up already. And you've got Pirlo breaking from midfield, Pires coming in from the wide. The formations as well are pivotal. You've got a 4-4-2 against a 4-5-1 or a 4-3-3, which means that this is a much more versatile side. The movement will cause Stam and Leboeuf all sorts of problems. They'll expose the spaces in behind Carlos and Thuram because they're always marauding forward. You're going to end up with 3v2 on the counter all the time. And I don't think Ketsbaya and Snyder will track enough to cover Pirlo, Gattuso and Alonso's movement. So the Beard 11, 3-1.
That was Clark talking about the Beard and Bald 11.
What a man. What a hero.
Safe to say, I think I'd be the better manager. What do you reckon, Harry?
Dreadful.
Dreadful decision. Carlisle played Crewe yesterday. 2-1 win.
Indeed. It was a much better performance. Well, it was still poor, but they as bad as we are, they are shocking. Crewe. The first team last season, they sold Luke Murphy to Leeds for $1 million. He was their main man. I don't think they had Pogba playing last night either. He's a big player for them as well. For a team that last season really did set the league alight at some points, it was a bit sad to see, to be honest with you. They struggled to even string 3 passes together, and so did we. But there was 2 mad minutes in the first half where we got our 2 goals, and then second half we gave them too much credit, and as Carlisle do, we gave a goal away later on again. And to be honest with you, two seconds later they could have equalised straight away. It's just the way it goes. But it's promising to see us gelling a bit more.
Isn't it lovely to have a Carlisle angle back?
Yeah.
I was there.
Busy boy.
I was there last night as well, and I thought Ben Amos. I was working back, but I thought Ben Amos was brilliant. I thought some of the saves he made last night, like keepers at that level, wouldn't have made or would have.
He did make some mistakes the weekend. Am I wrong?
Against Crawley, Crawley he flogged it. But he was great as well. He's been great every game, apart from that one mistake. It just happened to be he was in the last minute to give them an equalising goal.
Overall, you're pleased with that sign?
Well, yeah, his third choice keeper at Man United. You can't shrug your shoulders to that. Saying that, I do feel bad for Fleming because after a shaky start at Fleetwood, he came in and played exceptionally well against Bournemouth. I forgot about them. Kettlegate. So I mean, it must be upsetting for him, but Cavaliers came out and publicly said he's been fantastic, and after Amos's loan, he will look into Fleming, challenging for the number 1 spot. But he did the right thing by getting Amos in. We did a similar thing with Tim Krul the other year, and back in the world of good, he's on Newcastle's undisputed number 1. He came in and gave us 2 great months. Remember a game at Leeds, he made save after save, just unbelievable. But yeah, it's looking better. We'll see.
Gonna push on from here.
Yeah, we'll go on then.
I thought
Something a bit more. I don't know. I think the season will be a season of consolidation because Cavanagh, he hasn't said it word for word.
Where
but
would you be pleased to finish?
the relegation zone.
Above the relegation zone.
Out of pride, I'd like to say 15th and above, but
I think it is a building.
yeah, definitely. He said he needs to get players out of the club, whether it be on loan or selling them. Like Mike Edwards, he needs to get shot. We've got going out on loan. That'll do him the world of good. Josh Gillies coming from Gateshead. He's struggling to get in the squad. It's a shame really because he's a good little technical player, but I think if he gets out on loan as well, get him a few game times, come back season, be a new player. So yeah, this season's just a season of consolidation.
I thought Simonton gave Carlisle a lot more last night, just his pace. Like when he came on in the Bournemouth game and he swapped wings, that cross. I just think he's a better alternative than Nemu from what I've seen this season.
Yeah, it's good to see Carlisle win, but moving up a few divisions to the Premier League, big game, the weekend, United and Spurs. Unfortunately, we don't have Pachito here to argue his case, but I think it's a team 2 poor sides, isn't it?
It is.
I am looking forward to it because no matter what, someone's dropping points for Liverpool. So
I
that's
think
grand.
it'll be a draw.
I think United are going to lose. Spurs are a better side. They have a better manager and they have better players.
United's midfield is awful.
And one thing Spurs have is a beastly midfield, albeit not too creative. But United are awful. So
We do have somebody from the other side in Markey supporting United, so what do you reckon?
I think, probably a draw because the Spurs are a bad side to watch. United haven't been playing great this season. It's just one of them that you can just tell it's not going to be a great game.
Harry?
I'm agreeing with Kevin. I think Spurs will win. I think they have a much better team, and I think they need to win. They need to win.
And Jack?
I can't see United winning. I don't know whether they'll draw or lose, but I said about the midfield. Can you see Tom Cleverley living with Sandro or Paulinho? Don't think so.
I think Van Persie's back. I could be wrong there, but I think he is back for this game. So
I suppose ex-Arsenal, they want to score against Spurs, I suppose, that could help.
then Liverpool and Hull.
yeah, away at Hull now. I really think Liverpool should be winning that. We have 3 games coming up that are pretty easy. Before we play Spurs, then we have Cardiff, then we have United and Chelsea and City in the space of 2 days. So you'd really want to be getting back on form now, beating these, brushing them aside. We shouldn't have any worries really. All them sort of lower side teams, we really brush aside these days, to be fair to us.
It's always dangerous saying an easy game, but I do think the next 3 are games we should be winning, and we are Liverpool at the end
If
of
we
the
have any aspirations to come top 4, we need to get 9 points over the next 3 games.
definitely
Well,
before
yeah.
these big games are Christmas. Newcastle and West Brom.
Yeah. I think if we can beat Chelsea and Spurs, we can beat West Brom. That last season they had Lukaku to worry about. This season they don't have that. I don't really think they've got anything for us to be worried about. And won 3 in a row. We should have confidence behind us. We're beating a lot better teams than West Brom, so I think we should win.
How long could this run go for?
Rest of the season, I think.
Rest of the season, yeah. Can't see that happening, to be honest with you. Especially when you're playing Shout up front.
That'd be it.
I think if West Brom had held on Monday night, I'd say West Brom for the weekend, but after shipping 2 goals, after being 2 goals up against Villa, I think Newcastle will win. I think Harry's right. They've lost Lukaku and gained Victor Anichebe. I mean, what's that about? But Remy's on fire at the minute. Gouffran as well. Newcastle, they've created a lot. The movement up top's causing defensive problems. And I do quite like West Brom. I like Steve Clarke, but Newcastle. Newcastle 2-0, 2-1.
Can I ask, did anybody see Shane Long?
Yeah, Shane Long was brilliant the other night. What 2 cracking goals.
That is some touch.
Yeah, his first touch was like It wasn't dissimilar to a touch Bergkamp made for Holland back in the late 90s, if you remember,
Ireland's
against
Bergkamp.
Argentina. And you remember that one? Ball over the top, great little silky touch. Then it finished with his left. And the second one, he showed great pace and a lovely thing to finish now. Telling you, if he puts that form for Ireland, Robbie can get in the bin.
Robbie Keane is getting on now, and I think it would be nice to see Shane Long get in there because he is playing well, and hopefully he gets his game now. But West Ham and Fulham, I think, is the relegation battle of the week, isn't it?
Basement battle, 6 point of that.
Yeah, I wonder if
I think West Ham will win. I think Sam Allardyce knows how to get out of that sort of trouble. And I'm not sure Martin Yole will be tactically able to.
Speaking of West Ham, I know we don't want to spread spurious rumours, but look, there's rumours that Andy Carroll might not be coming back from injury anytime soon. Bit of an Ashton mark too.
So Joe Cole's on the brink of the exit as well.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing.
He smokes 20 a day.
He's just going club to club now. But I think West Ham might struggle to get out of trouble playing with no striker. I think 4-6-0 works up against the good teams, but if you're struggling to get goals, and they're not Spain, are they?
I think for the wind-up factor, I would like to see West Ham win, but I really don't like West Ham. I think they're so awful.
You've just got to look at Allardyce's record though. He knows how to get out of that sort of trouble. He does it season after season, and I just don't see where Fulham win's coming from at the minute.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take over Tom's job and do a Fulham rant, but I do think the Fulham do have some very good players, and they shouldn't be where they are.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They've got some really good players.
They surely have to improve, and I think, is it down to Yole?
I think it has to be. I can't see where else the problem can be.
Yeah, I don't know, the lazy strikers. They've got Bent, Berbatov, Ruiz. All of them do nothing.
They don't seem to be coached well at all at the moment.
They can't be easy to manage. I don't think Yole's got the backbone or the personality to stick up to them.
We've been through this loads of times on the show now. It's getting a bit boring, but they do need a change.
Yeah, I can't see Yole lasting too much
Well,
longer.
if anything's going to happen, it'll be Muirstein taking over the thing full time. That's what was going to happen from the start. So, I guess that's it. Fulham are relegated.
I think that's where we're going to have to leave the show. But before we go, I have to mention Mystic Marky and Pachito predictions will be up on the website. I think Pachito's still in the lead. Or he took the lead, has he? I think he's taken the lead now.
No.
Morky's still in the lead.
Marky's still in the league,
Yeah,
in the lead. But Pachito did get a correct score at the Cardiff game.
Yeah, so well.
So, you know, that's making things a bit more interesting. One of them will have to come in their
And we're going to do the
rivals kit.
the tall versus short people on the website that we coming up as well, will it?
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier on. But that's it for the show. Thank you very much.